Amelia Rose is a child who for months now has consistently been exploited by her mother for money and TikTok views. In this video we're going to be going over what exactly has changed since my last video on her, and also uncovering the huge scam that her mother Ashley has been promoting unashamedly. But before we get into all that, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you all being on this journey with me. Like, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. The last video did absolutely class as well, so let's see if we can outdo it for this one. Wow, what a positive note that we've started the video on. So to continue this trend of positivity, let's see exactly what's changed since the last time I covered Amelia Rose and her mother.
The simple fact that you are seriously out here. You know that you're not supposed to have that out here.
Well, I'm on a different tablet. Don't you even care about your
You
family?
don't even have the freaking case on it, Amelia.
And I wanted a bigger one.
Alright, so basically nothing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm often stood at my parents' house for some reason barefoot whilst holding an iPad the same size as me, whilst my mother does some weird cinematic zoom in to tell me off in front of her millions of fans. Yep, this seems like a perfectly natural and not manufactured situation at all. It's also a little bit weird that they didn't show the iPad breaking. Like, that's the piece de resistance for this video. That's like the masterpiece. That's the central focal point of the video. Why wouldn't they just show it? It's like those weird prank channels from like 10 years ago that would just have a pole obstructing the view of the violence that goes on, it's all a bunch of fake shit. When you pair that with the fact it does not sound like the iPad has fallen on concrete at all, I don't know, you get the vibe that they threw it into a bunch of pillows or something. With as much money as you guys are definitely making from the TikToks alone, but also the scams that you promote, which we'll get to later, could you not have afforded or be bothered to buy a prop iPad or something? Have a little bit of integrity, have a little bit of respect for the work that you produce. Even if it is a bunch of fake shit, at least make a good skit every now and then, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine caring this little about the content that I make. Anyway, despite how shit the videos are, she eclipses us all in following because she has 2.5 million followers, even more than last time. She's gone even more popular. And she's also following 0 people. Who the fuck does she think she is? Floyd Mayweather? You know what? She might actually be one of the only people who's comparable in terms of parenting skills to Floyd Mayweather. My audience probably won't get that joke, but Floyd Mayweather was a wife beater. I don't imagine that that's too great on the kids. I'm trying to think of a reference now that my audience will actually understand. Oh, she's more of like a Deborah McCurdy type of mother. Some of these will absolutely fucking love that reference, I just know it. Okay, just out of fear of misinformation, I've refreshed the page and the following, she is following people. I don't know what was happening there, my TikTok must have shat the bed. Why would you spell your child's name wrong? Why have they called Amelia that? Why are you trying to be special? Just spell it the normal way, you freak.
I literally don't know what else in the world that I could possibly do. I threatened her to punish her by turning off my debit card and you turn it back on. Now there's $100 purchase for Roblox.
So what?
What do you mean, so what?
$100, so what?
I
So
just literally had
what?
to let her pay
Oh my
$250.
God, let me run and go grab my phone and record it. That gets annoying. So she spends a little bit of money on the debit card. Oh my God, let me record it.
Right, so this is the thing. It's one thing to stage drama between you and your daughter, to fake arguments between you and your daughter, and now, to further perpetuate the narrative, you're staging an argument between you and your husband. So it's just an unstable family all around. I don't know why you want to present your family as dysfunctional. I don't know what respectable mother would do such a thing. You've got all those people who absolutely despise and detest your daughter, and rather than taking the mask off and saying, guys, these are skits at every opportunity that you have, you just make it more believable by staging an argument with your husband as well. See, this is what I mean by it just being completely odd behavior. And even, by the way, even if you were completely open about these being skits, you're still exploiting your child for views on TikTok. There's no other way to spin this. It's not an ethical thing to do, no matter what.
That's my kid, and if she wants to spend a little bit of money, leave her alone.
What 7-year-old do you know has access to go and spend $250 at? That's exactly. That's what she says.
She ain't.
They're not me.
If
They're
I
broke
can fund
bitches.
the card, I can see.
I don't understand why you are trying to make people believe that your husband, the father of your children, is unfit to raise those children. I guess part of me has a little bit of respect for someone who is able to go on the internet and play a character that means the whole world is gonna hate them, and them to just not really care about that at all. I guess for her, the sweet, sweet dough that she's raking in every month or so is worth more to her than, you know, people liking her or, you know, her daughter's future.
This is the problem. I punish her by shutting off the card.
That sounds like
you turn it back on.
Problem. That's a you problem. And an everybody else problem. That ain't my problem, and it's my money. And that ain't her problem because she's happy. So who gives a shit?
Maybe she's not okay with people disliking her, actually, because it seems as though she's trying to shift blame away from her and towards her husband. Because in this video, she's framing herself as the reasonable one who wants to punish Amelia for all the heinous things that she's doing, but her husband just gets in the way all the time. That meddling adult. Guys, it's not me. It's not me that's dysfunctional. I want to stop Amelia from misbehaving. I care about my daughter, but it's my husband. It's my nasty, uncaring Homer Simpson of a husband that just wants to give her everything that they want because he doesn't give a shit. He just wants them happy. He wants to avoid all the stress. Not me. I'm the good guy. I don't know if that was a good wink. I don't know if I can wink, but maybe one of them was real. Once again, with the shitty grammar, you're a fully grown woman. Spell there properly, you dunce. The next section of the video is rather serious, so apologies for the abrupt shift in tone, but it's like I say. If Hollywood can stick a shirt on Jack Black and call him Steve, I can deviate slightly in my scrappy YouTube video. Also, trust me, you're gonna want to hear this, and it's not an ad read before you skip. This is about Stormy Lee. I've got heaps of evidence that Amelia's mother, Ashley, is not only guilty of being an awful mother, but is also a convicted felon that has physically endangered the lives of several people. Many of these felonies include aggravated assault with serious injury and arguable intent to kill. Now, just to be absolutely clear, this segment of the video has been recorded pretty much after this video was already finished, and ordinarily, I'd put this at the end of the video because that's where the biggest bombshell should go. But the severity of this situation transcends content structure. I think it's imperative that you will understand this before watching the rest of the video. I also want to preface the rest of the video by apologizing if the almost jovial and humorous tone isn't consistent with the severity of this essential segment. But as you can tell from the length of the video, I had already spent tens of hours debunking the scam that we'll get onto after this, as well as editing, recording, and going through the usual processes. And it's not something I'd like to scrap. So I figured this would be the best way to integrate this information. For those who haven't already, I would recommend watching the last video on this family as well that I made if you're not too clued up on the legitimacy of these TikToks. Sorry for all the warnings, by the way, I won't waste your time any further, but this is some of the worst stuff I've ever covered on my channel. So this, as I'm sure you can all tell, is a picture of our Mother of the Year nominee, Ashley herself. Now, you're probably wondering why this image looks like a mugshot. It's certainly a bold look for a family channel, isn't it? And the answer to that question is actually surprisingly simple. It is. This is the owner of the account, the mother of Amelia Rose, and her real name is Stormy Lee Ashley Pence, and she was booked in Buchanan County, Virginia for 4 felonies that we know of. At 35 years old, she was arrested and processed on the 20th of December 2022. Nothing like a good old booking to get ready for Christmas, right? The charges filed against Stormy Lee Ashley Pence are also helpfully listed here. Each charge is typically associated with a code and a description. The first charge is listed as ASL 1336F2, assault, malicious, victim severely injured. Malicious assault refers to an intentional and unlawful attack on another person with the intent to cause serious harm. In Virginia, malicious assault is a serious violent crime, and it's categorized as a felony. Felony Class 2, otherwise known as F2, means that this is a Class 2 felony, one of the most severe felony classes under Virginia law. Possible penalties include imprisonment for 20 years to life and fines up to $100,000. For clarity, in the legal system, malicious means that the assault was premeditated or carried out with extreme disregard for human life. The inclusion of victim severely injured implies that the attack resulted in significant physical harm to the victim, which could include permanent disfigurement or life-threatening injuries. The second charge is FAM 3805M1, contribute to delinquency of a minor. This charge means that the individual is accused of causing or encouraging a minor, someone under the age of 18, to commit a delinquent act or behave in a way that is unlawful or harmful. This is especially chilling when you consider that she has effectively made a career out of encouraging not only a minor, but her children to act in socially unacceptable manners. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor, and in Virginia, this is the most serious type of misdemeanor and can result in up to 12 months in jail and fines up to $2,500. Examples of contributing to delinquency of a minor include providing alcohol or drugs to a minor, involving a minor in criminal activity, or neglecting a child in a way that leads to unlawful behavior. The fact that this charge appears twice indicates 2 separate acts or instances related to different minors or different occasions. In this case, it's different minors, but we'll get onto that later. The final charge is ASL 1336C2, conspiracy, assault, malicious, victim severely injured. Conspiracy to commit a crime means that 2 or more people agreed to carry out the malicious assault and took steps towards completing the crime. Felony Class 2 means that this is a Class 2 felony under the conspiracy statute. Penalties for conspiracy are often similar to the penalties for the actual crime that was planned, depending on the severity of the offense, of course. If convicted, it could lead to 20 years to life in prison and up to $100,000 in fines, just like the underlying assault charge. Malicious assault again implies premeditated harm with severe injury to the victim. Conspiracy charges suggest planning or agreeing to participate in the assault even if the crime was not fully carried out by the conspirators. Here are some important legal considerations that I also need to state. So malicious assault charges, the prosecution must prove that the assault was not only intentional but also done with malice, meaning the defendant acted with an evil or depraved intention. Contributing to the delinquency of a minor is a charge that focuses on protecting minors from being influenced or put in a situation that promotes unlawful or harmful behavior. Even if the minor does not commit a criminal act, simply facilitating or encouraging delinquency is considered a crime. Also, if the malicious assault did not take place, a conspiracy charge can result in severe penalties. If 2 or more people planned the attack and took steps to execute it, such as gathering weapons, scouting the victim, they could be charged with conspiracy to commit assault. I am also somewhat legally obligated to mention that everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty in court. Charges do not equate to a conviction. The burden of proof lies with the prosecution to show beyond a reasonable doubt that the person committed these crimes. Depending on the circumstances, the defendant could argue self-defense, lack of intent, mistaken identity, or insufficient evidence. In conspiracy cases, it might also be possible to argue that no actual agreement existed between the parties. If convicted, these charges can have lifelong consequences, including imprisonment, hefty fines, and a criminal record, which could affect the individual's future employment and civil rights like voting, firearm ownership. This summary of the case details the criminal case relating to the assault in question. The field date was the 17th of January 2023. A day later, on the 18th, Stormy Lee Ashley Pence entered a guilty plea to the charge, meaning she admitted to the crime and did not end up going to trial, which was a very good move considering the potential consequences that could have come if she was sentenced. As we've already covered, the defendant, Stormy Pence, entered a guilty plea in court at 9 AM. She was then sentenced based on her plea. The case was concluded on this date with a final decision of guilt. Obviously. 5 days later, on the 23rd of January, a final order was issued by the judge, whose initials were TB. And not the sexy kind. Pence was ordered to pay court costs, which were only $471, and no additional fines were imposed. Pence was sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation, meaning she would be monitored and required to comply with specific conditions during this period, which is still ongoing, by the way. I mean, she's just been grounded, really. Put in the naughty corner for a bit. Curiously, however, she also received a 10-year prison sentence. However, this sentence was suspended, which means she will not have to serve this time in jail unless she violates probation or other conditions. Jail penitentiary indicates she was sentenced to jail time, but it's unclear if any immediate incarceration occurred given the suspended sentence. And unfortunately, no restitution or fines were put in place, meaning she paid no additional costs, including to the victim. Information that I have was, by the way, very kindly provided to me by one of my viewers who has been trying to get themselves heard for months now, but has only been driven out of Reddit and ghosted by certain individuals. Understandably, he wishes to remain anonymous, as Ashley has a history of beating people who inconvenience her to near death. They said, "I'd appreciate staying anonymous as Stormy Lee has proven to be a bit dangerous when it comes to these things." Whilst we're here, here's a video of Ashley and her 15-year-old daughter calling somebody else's child a slur.
Bastard, show him! Show him! Show him! Prove he ain't drunk! What? You can't hear?
Don't look like that.
You can't hear? You can't hear, bitch! You can't hear, bitch! Put that little retarded bastard on the camera, tell him to say a sentence, motherfucker, on, and tell him to say a sentence!
And here's a video that was sent to me by, once again, an anonymous source where Ashley straight up admits that she is using her children for money. I'll read their message before I play the clip. A couple months back, she live streamed on one of her accounts, and there were a handful of people people in the chat criticizing her. She was insulting them and ended up blocking people saying they were recording, stating that she doesn't give a fuck about their recording. But before that, she had the slip up of the century and ended up doubling down on it, outright, unapologetically confirming she is using Amelia for money. This is the first time I've sent this footage to anybody, as Reddit was a failure, and I don't feel safe posting and having my name attached to it, considering Stormy Lee's criminal past of crossing state lines to attack someone from the internet. So I've been trying to get this out there anonymously. As such, the footage is cut down to the confession and cropped to leave out chat, as she would insult people by name who were talking in chat. Here is the footage of her confession. It comes off as insanely unapologetic, and maybe a little proud of what she's doing.
So, what was I talking? Oh, this girl. So, listen, you're about to laugh, Cass. So, this chick, you don't have children to use her money. God. So this chick jumps in my inbox. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be paying attention. So this kid, or not this kid, this lady, she jumps in my inbox and she's talking shit. And you know how I never like really see my messages on, no, duh, I'm admitting it. I use my kids for money. Okay, Peyton. Oh, God. Now people are going to say Delilah went to their school. Holy shit. Anyway, so
I hope you've learned a lot during this section of the video. This is who Ashley really is. She's worse than we all thought, and that's a fact. She goes beyond just being a mother who exploits her daughter for views, ruining her life, fucking over her future with a digital footprint that will follow her forever at an age where she is objectively too young to understand what this is going to do to her. I don't care who you are. Amelia Rose doesn't understand what she's signing herself up for with these videos. Ashley is evil, she's vindictive, she's selfish, she's cold, she's uncaring, she collects felonies like they're fucking gym badges. It's honestly terrible that the Stormy Lee TikTok account is Ashley's smallest crime. It's nothing compared to what she's truly capable of. She is the type of woman who, if you annoy her, if you inconvenience her, even if it's the most benign thing you could possibly conjure up, a 15-year-old distancing themselves from a TikTok page, for example, she will use that as valid justification to potentially end your life. Once again, I understand and apologize that the tone of this segment will juxtapose the rest of the video that you're about to see. But I'm sure you'll agree now that you've heard it all, that it's simply something that needed to be said. So just bear in mind how undeniably awful this woman is when you watch the rest of my video. I'm not being too harsh. There is no explanation or situation that makes any of her actions justifiable or her a good person, woman, or mother. She is an actual scumbag who should not be on the internet. And ordinarily, I would say, hey guys, don't send hate to whoever I talk about in my videos. And I'm not saying that I condone people sending hate to another individual online, but I will say that it would be nice to hold Ashley, you know, accountable for her horrible actions in the past and the horrible actions that she's currently doing as well. And it would also be nice if she, you know, deleted everything and stopped posting. Like, I'd like that as well. But you can make of that what you will, and you can do what you want with that information. Another reason I think she should stop posting is the huge scams that she pushes on her audience, which is what the next section of the video will be about.
Obviously, you're obsessed with the bingo. I only gave you $5 and you've been on it all night.
Well, I had like $5, only a little bit, and I turned that into 40.
40 bucks?
Yeah.
Why are you acting like that? What did you do?
I took 10.
You took $10 off of my
account?
account?
Out of 70, okay?
You made 70 playing bingo?
I did.
Is this how you guys have been getting all these shoes, all this stuff?
Yeah, man, that seems super legit. What a great app that you're describing. I'm just gonna download Bingo, put some money in it, and get like 10 times the amount I put in return. No bother, no problem. Easy work, easy money. Money is notoriously just an easy thing to get for any 8-year-old on the planet. Once again, more lessons on how to be an ethical parent from Stormy Lee. Use your children to promote scams online. This is me when I'm using my children to promote scams online. This is all foreshadowing, by the way. We'll get onto the big one later on.
I can't wait to download for free this bingo.
I'm going to play it because I'm going to go out and get me all kinds of new shoes, shopping bags, all kinds of good stuff like you've been getting.
Oh god, the husband might genuinely be a worse actor than their children. What was that fucking ad read? Yeah, I'm so excited to get this app and play bingo because you're making so much money and I'm also gonna make so much money just like you are and I'm gonna buy loads of nice shoes and things. Yeah, good script read, mate. That was really convincing that. I've got to get this app now.
Okay, look, you cannot constantly play it just because you make money. Like, it's getting to be a bit too much, Amelia Rose. Shopping all the time.
Yeah.
Playing bingo, shopping. Playing bingo, shopping.
It must be fun. She's on it all the time.
This dad is ruining the ad read for everyone. Everyone's doing such a good job. Amelia's doing the perfect thing. Perfect. It's believable, right? She's doing a really good job. She's gonna be a great actress when she's older. The mother is doing her usual shouty shit, right? It's not a very difficult part to play, but she's doing it fine, right? For what it is. But the dad's ruining it for everyone. The game, it must be really fun. It's a really fun game if they keep playing it. You should you should get it to buy shoes.
Just so you know, we have no Wi-Fi power because of that tester thing that you guys do. None. And everything is dead.
Well, I don't really care about that because I made $99 off this right now.
I made 200. You made 200 today?
Today. And like every other day.
Hold on a minute. Whoa, real quick. I need to pause. So those of you that don't understand what we're talking about, the link will be posted in this description.
So she's still promoting the tester app, which by the way, we did mention in the last video. Here's the clip. Yeah, that doesn't look like they'll steal your information at all. That looks legit as fuck. I don't know about you, but I trust them wholeheartedly. Join Germany's largest platform for paid online jobs and join over 3 million online testers. What I was unaware of in the last video was just how big of a scam this tester up app actually is. So I looked into it, and it was gonna be like a 1-minute segment to this video, but it ended up being so much bigger than I originally thought. First of all, I had to go to find it, but luckily, the link is in their bio. She says to thank her later, but I don't think I'll be thanking her at all after what I found. So this is the link that they were talking about, and it doesn't look as though it says tester up. This is because they change their name very commonly, because people know that they're a scam, so they have to change their name so that they can display themselves as something that people don't know. They get exposed every year or so and have to go under a different alias. It's also weird how in the videos they talk about how they're making money testing games, but over here it says that they do it by playing bingo. Yet again, it seems that they change a lot of things. It seems like there's one person or one sort of company that runs a bunch of these scam websites. I also love how there's no posts here. That seems really legitimate. Anyway, also in their bio is a link tree to whatever service they're providing, I guess. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Nothing. Could not find a matching offer for this campaign based on your device location, which is Great Britain. I do live in Great Britain, by the way. Big Scottish land of Iron Brew and Tablet. Anyway, as I said, this whole scam is bigger than I originally thought. Like, way bigger. So big, in fact, that I'm going to initiate Operation Moominbag once again and expose the whole thing. This is purely for Ashley, by the way. I mean, if she believes in this service so much that she is literally willing to kill her daughter's future social life and digital footprint just to promote it to her audience, it really can't be too shabby. So, purely for Ashley's sake, let's explore it, because I'm not too sure that she knows what she's promoting. So Tester Up is a mere cog in the play-to-earn internet sphere, which is prolific, by the way. Especially back in the day where huge YouTubers would promote awful products like App Nana, which if you're a YouTube OG, you definitely remember. This means that, statistically, you, a valued member of my audience, don't remember, so I'll break it down for you. The typical play-to-earn video game deals in cryptocurrency and the dreaded NFT, where players complete in-game tasks to earn either real cryptocurrency or tokens that can be exchanged for real cryptocurrency. These are usually terrible because these platforms often require upfront investment, they're repetitive and unenjoyable, and they're also very prone to unstable economies and scams. The reliance on constant player growth can resemble Ponzi schemes, and many players end up losing money or stuck with worthless assets if interest in the game drops. To put it simply, to describe these as actual games is a marketing scheme. It's a bit like that Logan Paul, CoffeeZilla whole whatever he got exposed for. What was it? CryptoZoo. Because they aren't games. It's just crypto trading with extra steps, in my opinion. That's a very brief summary, however, because TesterUp isn't that type of play to earn. It's more of a subgenre to it. One of many task-based earning websites where users get paid to test apps, games, or complete various small tasks. Websites like TesterUp offer users the chance to earn money by performing simple tasks like testing new apps or games, filling out surveys, and completing product tests. These platforms say that they pay users for their time and feedback, typically offering payouts once a certain threshold is reached. Anyways, I went and tested the service because I obviously kind of need to detail how scammy it is, so I'll go over my experience whilst detailing exactly how it works and why every aspect of it fails at what it promises. So, upon the sign-up screen, you learn that they boast the ability to earn 120 Great British pounds per test offer, and that after registration, there are over 20 jobs immediately available. Wow! That's almost $3,000 just to test games? What a bargain! Julia here has earned $300. Don't you want to be just like her? They also boast a bunch of great Trustpilot reviews where, coincidentally, the vast majority of the 5-star reviewers have only left one review, and it also just so happens to be TesterUp, and by pure coincidence, they also never have any profile pictures, which are both huge red flags for bots or fake accounts. But I'm sure Ashley, on top of being a great mother, is also a trustworthy person, so I'm sure the sites she promotes are just as humane and legit. It's probably just a coincidence, right? Anyways, I tried to sign up, but I made a mistake. I wish I could tell you what that mistake was, but they told it to me in German, so I don't know. Just to be clear, everything else on this page is English, so it's not as though they can't translate it. What a fun and creative quirk for your company to just forget to translate error messages. It really separates them from the rest and shows how professional they are. I was immediately greeted with a pop-up that bragged about a 133.20 pound sign promotion for Monopoly Go, which is only available for a limited time. Wow! Look at all these fun games I can put. Wait, hang on. This doesn't look like the over 20 jobs that are immediately available that I was promised on sign up. There's only 12 offers available, and that doesn't look like £2,500 either. Why have I only been given half of what I was promised? Did they change some stuff and forget to update it, or is this just a straight up lie? Also, do you remember how our anime protagonist Julia was able to test from anywhere on any device, including smartphone, computer, or tablet? Well, have a look at what happens when I try to earn on any of these 12 games. Right, so far, I've genuinely been given nothing of what I was promised. Fuck it, I'll bite those bullets. Those totally trustworthy, upfront, green flag bullets, and I'll download the app on my phone. Let's start earning some money. Upon downloading the app, I couldn't help but notice immediately that my potential for earning has depleted by over £100, but I guess that's just the tax for being stupid enough to think that I could play a masterpiece such as Love and Pies Merge Mystery on anything other than my glorious Google Pixel 6. My fault, guys, my fault. Sorry about that. Anyway, they said you can earn more money than normal on Monopoly Go, so obviously, we have to go for that one. So just bear in mind that this is the easiest app to earn money that I could find, right? They're boasting about this one being the easiest one at the minute. They stress in a big red box just how imperative it is that you download the app using their link or their button specifically. This is for the same reason that YouTubers encourage you to use their link for whatever company they're being sponsored by. When this link is used, it alerts the company where the extra traffic has come from, and so whoever that link belongs to can be compensated for the new user. Monopoly Go clearly has an agreement with TesterUp so they can mutually benefit off of each other. On the next page, they lay out the rules and explain that to earn £126.60, you must play until board 300. But they also mention their fantastic cashback deal. That's curious. I wonder what that entails. Anyway, after this cinematic masterpiece of a cutscene, proceeded 20 minutes of hardcore gaming, because I am a gamer. I conjured buildings out of thin air, I became Gerald's landlord, I stole money from this Donnie, Andrew, Felix, even this fucking dog was getting it. At the end of it all, I was able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. 40 pence, which is whatever, right? It obviously increases as you play more, but If all the boards take 20 minutes to complete like this one did, then that's exactly 100 hours of playtime. May I remind you that you only have 2 months to complete the tasks given to you by TesterUp, which means you would need to devote over an hour and a half every day for 2 months just to get £133, which means you're getting paid a staggering £1.33 an hour. But let's be honest, I'm being unreasonably generous here. This first 20 minutes was the tutorial board, where I had basically infinite dice rolls, I rolled the dice hundreds of times, and as a result earned so much money ridiculously quickly. Ordinarily, you only get 5 dice rolls every hour. And let's not forget that I stole from a lot of people, and so people can steal from you too, and you can get hit with major setbacks in this app. And if you don't subject yourself to teaming up with fucking Facebook friends, the game is significantly more difficult as well. Now, I have a video to get out, so I don't have time for this shit, like, at all. I went and searched around to see what other players could reach in certain amounts of time, and I came across a Reddit user who posted on the Monopoly Go Reddit, clearly trying to complete the TesterUp task. A user from the Reddit says it took them 6 months to reach board 305, 3 times the amount of time given to you, and this is somebody who plays often, and after looking at their account, interacts with the subreddit a lot, so they know all of the tricks and all of the tips and hacks that regular players won't. They also use the Monopoly Go trading subreddit, so they're trading a lot as well, and so they're really gonna get a lot further than you probably would. I'm unsure of whether or not they used microtransactions, so I'll be charitable and say that they did. On the Swagbucks Reddit, which is another app similar to TesterUp, there's a similar task which only requires you to reach board 101, this time in 21 days, and not one person has been able to do it. This user sums it up perfectly, saying, board 42 is for sure possible. I finished it within 13 days. Board 71 might be possible if you get lucky with events and rolls, but board 101 you won't get in 21 days, which is the limit for this current offer. It's also important to note that this thread is from over a year ago, where progress was far easier and more exploitable in the Monopoly Go app. Since then, the Monopoly Go team have done a lot of patching and work to make things harder. One glitch, known as the High Roller glitch, was patched out since this post, which for those using it, aka everyone who is on these pay-to-earn apps, will mean that they are now progressing roughly at 25% the rate that they were before. This player vented his frustration, saying, High Roller glitch fixed, back to slow 100 multiplier, tournaments more sus now, 5-minute High Roller, players are already at 50,000 points, setting your multiplayer to 1k doesn't land you on an event tile, while changing it to single digits makes you land on an event tile. Dice rewards got lesser again! Maybe I should stop playing this game now. I think it's over for me unless there is a new High Roller glitch. 100 multiplier doesn't complete any events or tournaments unless you spend at least 6 hours of playing, and that's absurd. Level 22,134 and building upgrades costs 200 billion each unless you have permanent 1,000 times multiplier. That's the only way to progress. Now, in the interest of this video not becoming a Monopoly Go video, we're not going to go over all of those updates, but just bear in mind that the High Roller glitch by itself slows you down by 75% when it got removed. All of this is necessary to prove to you, a normal person who probably doesn't know about Monopoly Go lore, how genuinely impossible it is to claim the money that TesterUp is offering unless you spend so much on microtransactions that it would be far past worth it. So, for argument's sake, even though the round 71 in 21 days claim was made when the game was over 5 times easier, and that every board non-linearly takes more and more time to complete, we'll say that it's possible to complete board 150 in 60 days. Yes, I know that that is unreasonably generous. In fact, calling it unreasonably generous doesn't even begin to cover just how generous I'm being there, but let's go with that. Well, by that point, you will have earned a measly £46.10 for actually hours of hard work every day where everything happened to go perfectly. But alas, the 2-month grind is over, so let's claim our winnings. Well, unfortunately for you, TesterUp has the highest minimum payout fee when compared to any other play-to-earn service. You need to make at least £70 before you can get paid. Now, for reference, YouTube, my actual full-time job, has a minimum payout fee of £60. What the fuck does whoever runs TesterUp think that they're doing, man? It's simply and literally impossible to earn any money using TesterUp. And if you do manage to get some money out of it, you could have made at least 10 times that much doing literally anything else. It's not as though you're just having fun and making a little money on the side, because the tasks and the amount of time that they give isn't fun in the least. It's repetitive, it's boring, there's loads of pressure, and you need to put in multiple hours every day for anything. Perhaps the biggest scam of all is them marketing themselves as a place where you can test games for money. In what world is this testing games? You're having to grind for hours every day. It's not a fucking test. I've also yet to see one of the surveys that they boast about in their marketing either. For all intents and purposes, it's basically work. And by the way, now would probably be a good time to remind you that Monopoly Go was promoted, so as of recording this segment, it's the easiest way to make the most money on TesterUp. I'm gonna stay silent for a few seconds so that you can take in how outrageous that is. Seriously, fucking think about it. And the worst part about all of this is that that isn't even the worst part. It took me close to about 2 weeks, $3 out of pocket for in-app purchases, 4 app downloads, and 1 sign-up task. I was playing Matchmasters, which I only completely roughly half of the goals. Monopoly Go, which I completed all of the goals. Yahtzee with buddies, which I completed roughly half of the goals. And Bingo Blitz, which I completed all but the last goal. The one task I had to complete literally took 2 minutes, which was to sign up for a survey site and paid $4.50. That was it. I had had enough to request a cash out for the amount of $77.50. I requested my cash out on the 18th of November 2023. That's my birthday. I requested my cash out on the 18th of November 2023, and today, the 20th of November 2023, I received an email saying they had successfully sent payment to my PayPal account. The only thing is, it has yet to show up in my PayPal that I can find anywhere. Not even as pending that I can see. This is one of so many people who didn't get any of the money that they had worked so hard for. I mean, we've already detailed just how hard you actually have to work. This is where it goes above and beyond just scamming you out of your time. But it is literally scamming you out of your money too, because the only way that you can really make significant money in the time that you're given is to use microtransactions with the mindset that you will be able to make a small profit at the end of it all. But it turns out that at the end of your long, arduous, boring journey, you've just wasted your money. You've given it to a scam company. I mean, this is literally how the company stays afloat. It might grant a payout to some who use it so that it keeps getting used, but to make a significant profit, they may just decide to fuck you over if they feel like it. It's not a trustworthy company in the least. It's almost as bad at handling your money as Ashley is at handling her children. By the way, this is me spending £10 on Monopoly Go for 180 dice rolls. As you can see, the £10 option is no longer there, because I purchased it. And when I went to check how this affected my TesterUp progress, not only did I not get the money back, which is what the term cashback sort of implies, but I didn't even get the £2 from the in-app purchase, which is explicitly promised. Because, yeah, sometimes TesterUp just decides to stop tracking your progress. And this isn't a problem just faced by me. One search and you'll be met with a plethora of users who have the exact same problem. I was gonna just spend small amounts on every app to see if I could get the £70 and test whether or not they actually paid, but I literally can't because the tracking is genuinely that bad. Alright, look, the point of the day is that Ashley, the owner of the Stormy Lee account who consistently barrages you with calls to action to download the app, is promoting a scam. Whether or not she knows it's a scam, I don't know, but I'd imagine in the conversations that they have, she'd have to willingly ignore a lot of what they tell her to omit to have no clue it's dodgy at the very least. or perhaps they don't even have conversations. Maybe she was just given the offer and said yes, and has continued to say yes without ever looking into it. So not only is she leaving a permanent scar, a permanent digital footprint for her children, mainly Amelia Rose, on the internet forever, while she's too young to fully grasp what she's actually signing herself up for, not only is she doing that fully aware of the actual millions of people who want to inflict physical harm on her child and vocalize as such in their comments, but on top of all of that, she's also harming the few people who actually follow and support her, the ones who actually enjoy her content for whatever reason, the actual fans of her that somehow exist. Even they don't benefit from her because she doesn't give a shit. Get scammed. Who gives a fuck? It's just like I said in my first video, the only person who is benefiting from these videos is Ashley. Now that we've covered all that, I deem it appropriate to actually go over the ads that she posted on her TikTok promoting the Tester Up app. It's going to be about 10 times as funny now that you know the context behind how shitty the app actually is.
I've been out all day because of that thing, the tester thing that's tagged in the video. No, just because you two, Amelia Rose, just because you two make $200 to $300 a day doesn't mean that I don't ever have to be home.
You hear that? $200 to $300 every day. I mean, if that doesn't show you just how shitty and blatantly fake she's being, then I don't know what else to show you.
I have to go home. You guys can't shop 24/7. What the hell is it that you play anyways?
Gardenscapes.
What do you play?
Dice Dreams.
Okay, so what I'm saying is just because of that tester thingy that's tagged in the video, it's literally changed my life.
Changed her life, you know. You know what? I don't doubt that it's actually changed Ashley's life, because the amount of money that she's been given from the company scamming people, probably a fuck ton. But no one else other than her is actually making money on the Tester Up app. I can't get over that number. She says $200 to $300 a day. This is why I had to go over how much of a scam it was, so that you can truly understand how ridiculous a claim that actually is.
So, for any of you guys watching, if you guys want your lives changed to the point that you're making $200 to $300 daily and all you do is go out and shop and blow money, go click that. Go click it and see what it's about, because this is my life. My entire back of my Jeep is filled with American Eagle, toys.
You see how manipulative this actually is? She's acting shocked. She's acting like it's the most ridiculous, crazy thing in the world, that all you need to do is play a few games and you'll make $300 every day. The only people that this is appealing to is kids. Ashley is trying to scam children. There's no other way to describe it. That is literally what she's trying to do here.
You need me to help you earn some easy money. I got you. Amelia, what are you doing right now?
Playing Dice Dreams.
Playing Dice Dreams. Delilah, what are you doing right now?
Gardenscapes.
Gardenscapes on the Tester app. My babies test games every day to earn money.
They're not testing games. If you're gonna make any money out of the Tester app, you're not gonna test the games. You're gonna grind for hours every day, boringly. You're not gonna enjoy it. It's not a test. Stop calling it a fucking test.
What?
Every day.
They're earning money on playing games?
All they do is test games. And yesterday, Delilah made 105. This morning, Amelia made 211. So you guys, while I'm going to help my mom out, I'm going to help y'all out, okay? The link is in the Tagged Accounts bio.
It's free to download.
It's free to download. Look, he's on them too. Everybody in my house is on the Tester app, okay?
Like
Gardenscapes. You literally test games and you make money.
Well,
show grandma how to do it, baby. It's free to download. These guys, my whole family lives on these apps.
It's actually genuinely pissing me off how fucking shameless she is. You know, it'd be one thing if it was like one video where she didn't seem to care that much, but she's doing this consistently. It's like she works hand in hand with them. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a fucking share in this company. But she's done it so much to the point where you can't exactly plead ignorance here, right? She is shamelessly and intentionally scamming the children that watch her. That's what this is. That is what this is.
The tester thing you talk about didn't work. I only made $73. Then I guess it worked. If you made $73, you made something that was free money. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about,
The link's in the tagged account's bio. You should probably go check this out. No joke, because it's free to download. Okay, and you're gonna make money testing out games. You may have only made a little bit of money, but you made some. I don't make nearly what my husband and my kids make.
And if $73 is not good for you, you probably shouldn't go on the app. Extra gas, extra food money, money to just mess around. I make money every single day, good money.
Every single day.
It's not possible to make money every day. It's not possible. To make like £10, you have to grind 2 months of your fucking life into it. To make money every day is ridiculous considering the payout is $70 fucking. And the dad is, honestly, the fucking barefaced cheek to sit there and say, hey, if you're poor, running low on food, can't pay your rent, download Tester Up. I don't think you guys realize how horrible that is. Like, it's actually kind of sickening. I didn't realize it was this fucking bad.
I used to get irritated, but honestly, any amount of money helps. Any money is good money, is spendable money, right? It doesn't matter if you make 50 cents. That's some kind of money.
You can't make 50 cents. The minimum payout fee is $70 fucking. 50 cents won't get you anything.
It's all about how much time you spend on it. The more time that you spend on this app, you're going to make more money. That's just the way it works. Download the app. It's free.
She's never come across as more unlikable as she does in these videos. Like, at least with the Amelia Rose stuff, we know they're skits now, right? They're not real. This is gonna have real-life consequences, like, immediately as well. This is gonna ruin... Well, it's not gonna... It won't ruin lives, but it will have a detrimental effect on a lot of people's time and money.
Just so you know, we have no Wi-Fi power because of that tester thing that you...
We already watched that one, but like, I don't know how I didn't catch this before. You need Wi-Fi to use Tester Up, so that doesn't even make any sense what she's saying, the fucking dickhead. Alright, that's enough of that. Phone's gone. Don't fall. Okay, it's not falling. We're good. Anyways, that went on for way too long. I seriously wasn't expecting to cover Monopoly Go in this much depth on my channel. So, yeah, back to the TikToks, everyone.
I absolutely cannot believe you anymore, dude. You are never going to Alyssa's house again, ever, Amelia.
You know what? I really like the emotion in the voice there. She's upped her acting chops a bit. You are never... What did she do in Alyssa's house for her to get that angry? I guess we'll see.
You freaking seriously? Seriously, this time you did it. You didn't think her mom was gonna call me? I know exactly what you said. You told her that her mom was a cheap bitch because she didn't buy her a Coach purse. Like you, that's my purse. Why did you take it to her house?
Because I wanted to.
She bought a Coach to her house or something? How do you buy a Coach? I guess, are they talking about Uber, or did she literally buy a Coach for like thousands of dollars to go to Alyssa's house and like drive it herself? I'm not too sure what they're on about here. Maybe the script is a bit fucked up.
Why would you tell her that her mom doesn't love her?
Okay, so I guess now that's the problem? What's the issue here? What is she being told off for? This seems very disjointed, even for their videos.
Because she didn't even, like, get any contour, and she doesn't even know how, and her mom didn't teach her, and she is just a cheap bitch.
She really fumbled through some of those lines there. Look, I don't want to make fun of the kid, right? It's not her fault at all. But could Ashley, as the esteemed director that she is, not have gone, you know what, let's retake. Let's just do a retake. No problem, you did fine, but, you know, we can get a better take of that. That's what directors usually do, right? I mean, she gave such a good performance at the beginning. It'd be a shame for it to be soured by, you know, a co-star's performance that is lacking, right? I mean, if you're gonna ruin your daughter's social life, at least do it in style. I'm probably giving her too much credit. She doesn't give a shit. Unless, to be fair, this is like their 200th take and they're just that bad at acting.
That is so embarrassing. What were you doing upstairs just now?
Doing contour.
You were getting ready to do contour? With my headband on. Everything that's mine, you...
I'm the one who paid for it. I'm the one who bought it off your card.
That's my money!
I don't care.
I feel like they're running out of ideas a bit. You know, the quality is depleting. They're not as creative as they were last time I covered them. Oh, you took my money! Yeah, I don't care that I took your money. I'll fucking do it again, you bitch! You could take that audio that I've just made there and put it over all of these videos, and it would be the exact same experience.
Amelia, it's Grandma's. Amelia, you know that she doesn't want you playing with this stuff. It's an antique. Amelia. You were playing on her pool table?
How did it take you 30 seconds to notice that she was playing on the pool table? You're in the room the whole time. Is her vision literally constrained to whatever camera she's using at the time? I guess we've never seen a field of vision that isn't just a portrait phone camera, so maybe that is literally all she can see. She has a rare form of blindness that only allows her to see in the field of vision that a phone camera has. Because the huge fuck-off, clearly and badly set up pool table is there the entire time. It's more noticeable than the piano, to be honest with you. There's a lot of plot holes in the Stormy Lee, Ashley, Amelia Rose universe. Shit is more complex than the fucking MCU at this point. Although that really isn't saying much nowadays.
Amelia, they're gonna hear you. Amelia, don't. Close it. Close it. Amelia. You wrote on the pool. You scribbled on the pool table.
Aha! This time it was the mother who fumbled the line, so I could take the piss all I want. The video's a minute long. It wouldn't kill to do a fucking retake. Just have a little bit of artistic integrity, you know? Like some Phoebe Waller-Bridge type shit. Also, did she forget that she already pointed out the pool table? She did it 30 seconds apart both times. There's a lot of issues with this video. It's a strange one. Also, that is the most barren, depressing-looking household that I've ever seen. She keeps saying, like, oh, they're gonna hear, don't stop playing, they're gonna hear. Who's they? It looks like an unfurnished flat viewing with a pool table that they're set to remove and a hastily placed antique piano for whatever reason. The set design in the Amelia Rose cinematic universe is not up to par with the rest of Hollywood. Who am I kidding? They never bother to make a set. They probably just film on location. Where are we? Oh, we're in a bowling alley? Okay, cool. We'll do a video in a fucking bowling alley then. So every now and then they just get the urge to record wherever they are, whoever they're around, they're gonna subject everyone to it. It's like a 2-month-old and their proclivity to shit everywhere. It don't matter where they are. If they need to shit, they're gonna have a shit. I think I accidentally just came up with the best metaphor to describe this account, by the way.
Dr. Phil? Dr. fucking Phil!
Yeah, not Dr. Virgin Phil. I'm not a fan of him. He's not had that much experience, but Dr. fucking Phil, that's the one. He's my favorite.
Dr. Phil gonna give me $1,300 back that my daughter spent on a Persian cat? Is Dr. Phil gonna rehome this cat that I did not want?
Persian cat? When the hell did this happen? I've missed out on some lore here. I'm one of the most devoted members of the ARCU, and even I didn't know that she bought a Persian cat.
Is he gonna reach in his pocket and give me the $1,300 that she spent? You know what? Scratch that. We're up to about $7 grand now that Amelia has spent in 2 months. Dr. Phil, I need your help. Apparently, you can help me. So you know what? Everybody go ahead, tag Dr. Phil, let him know that I need his help.
Poor Daniel McCormick, man. He didn't ask for this. Mr. McCormick, which I believe, by the way, is an Irish/Scottish name, did not ask for this amount of sass. You sassafras. Seriously, why are you getting so mad? It's just a fucking comment. You realize that the way you're acting is literally how your daughter acts in the videos as well. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I guess the apple's rotten right to the core. But this is the fucking problem here, right? This is the actual problem. Why are you acting as though these vids are real, and then you're surprised when people think the videos are real? You can't play both sides. You can't cherry pick, today I'm gonna be angry at people who think the videos are real, and then maybe one day out of every 2 weeks I'll admit that they're skits. This is why you get shit. It's like I said before, there's no way to do this ethically, right? No matter what you do, you're exploiting your daughter for views and money. But at the very least, put a disclaimer in the description or a comment or something in all of the videos that involve Amelia, just saying, by the way guys, don't worry, we're not a dysfunctional family, I'm not abusing my child, I'm not treating her like a fucking princess all the time when she doesn't deserve it. These videos are skits, right? They're not real. If you did that, there would be an argument to be made, oh, she's securing her children and her family a good future with the money that she's making, right, for example. When you don't include those disclaimers at any point and do your absolute best to convince people that these are real scenarios, you make it seem as though you don't give a shit about your daughter's future, because this will absolutely affect her forever, possibly. You can sit there and laugh at the concept of digital footprints all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that they exist, and they will affect your daughter massively.
Get away from it. Get away from it now. I keep telling you, Amelia, put it back.
Ew, it's hard.
What? Why do you keep opening the stuff that I'm telling you to put back? Amelia, stop. Stop it now.
These videos are really boring. By the way, for people who make edits and that, don't you dare soundbite that and make it about my videos. It's not funny. In advance, it's not fucking funny. But it's like I said before, that it's like they're running out of ideas. At least come up with something. Like, as it is right now, it's like a really badly written Smosh video from like 5 years ago. Like, I'm not talking about a badly written Smosh video from their standards now. I mean from like when they were in their worst era ever. Let's add a bit of pizzazz to these, you know. Let's have like a kid who's equally as bad as Amelia Rose, like throw shit at her or something. Like literally take a shit in their hands and chuck it at her. And a fight breaks out and it's like Amelia Rose meets Fight Club. As time goes on, you need to increase the stakes a little bit or people are gonna get bored. Come on now, just give us something. Give us something interesting here.
It don't work that way. You do not get to max out my debit cards.
Okay, and?
I feel like before this one in particular, she was saying to Amelia, look, the acting, you're underacting it a little bit. You're staying a bit too quiet. You're a bit too timid. You're a bit too reserved. This is getting a little bit old. You're going to have to hammer up a little bit. And she's taken that advice a bit too literally with like, whatever.
$2,500? You literally...
I like that though. She's integrated the new style of, with the old one. It's like bringing back the classics whilst introducing something new. See, this is what I was talking about with the last one. Seems like they're actually, you know, making steps towards a good cinematic universe here. I can't wait for the Avengers to form at one point. You get like the Ace family to join, maybe like the 8 Passengers blokes or whatever. You can put like the 3 just most dysfunctional families in a room together on TikTok and just see what happens, like the Big Brother house or something. I would genuinely pay so much money to watch that, by the way.
American Eagle jeans, shoes, Marc Jacobs, sunglasses. You are 7. You shouldn't know how to use a debit card.
I do. That's why I just use it for all this stuff.
Alright, I take it all back. That was a really bad piece of writing, you know, a bit of show don't tell wouldn't go amiss. You are 7 years old. You should not know how to use a debit card. Yes, mother, you are correct. I am 7 years old, and I am your daughter, and you are your mother, and I'm 7 years old, and I do know how to use a debit card, as you can see by all the things that I bought with your debit card. Did I forget to mention that I'm 7 years old, and your daughter? Oh, I did? Well, just to make it clear, I'm 7 years...
To have your iPhone anymore. Because that is why we're in this position.
Then I'll just break it.
You better not. You better not.
See, once again, they're unwilling to break the electronics in their videos despite the massive budget that they potentially could have. It cut off right when things were about to get interesting. See, this pose right here before I even start the video is like a father-daughter version of the broke boy hug. You know when there's a couple and there's a bloke and a lassie and the lassie's buying something on like a vending machine or a card machine or anything with a card and the bloke's behind them like holding their waist or whatever. Oh, thank you so much, babe, for buying me my Xbox 360 FIFA game. That's this. That's what this is. Because the relationship is eerily similar. These parents need to be eternally grateful for Amelia Rose's dedication to her role. Because without Amelia Rose, they'd be fuck all, right? They'd be nothing, because they wouldn't have their cash cow. Thank you so much, Amelia Rose, for being young and exploitable enough for us to exploit you without any repercussions from you, as of yet. Who cares what you'll think about this in 10 years to come? We're raking in that money now, baby.
Just because he told you that you can't go to the toy aisle, you don't get to call your dad a piece of shit.
Yeah,
And you acting like it's okay is the problem. That's what the problem is.
Now take us to the toy aisle.
No, I'm not going to. You might get away doing that to him, but you're not going to get away doing that to me anymore.
This is just like I said earlier, that there's continuity errors in the story. Either continuity errors or character development, you know what I mean? Like, why does she care so much all of a sudden? Why is she acting as though she's been a good mother the whole time all of a sudden? Unless these are parallel universes in the ARCU. I mean, cinematic universes have been full of these parallel alternate universe shit for years now, so it wouldn't surprise me. It also wouldn't surprise me because in some videos Amelia Rose is 7 and in some she's 8. Shit is getting deep. Maybe these are like parallel alternate versions of themselves. But assuming that this is all the same universe and these are the same characters that we've, you know, seen this whole time, I'm not a fan of the lack of continuity. I love continuity in stories. It shows that the writers actually care. Why does the dad not care all of a sudden? He was so angry in the last one. He cared so much. Look.
$60 for lemonade stands.
Yeah, right. I already gave you $40. You turn it into the teacher for a lemonade stand. What's wrong with you?
But here he's just a pathetic wee bitch. Has he just given up? Has he stopped caring? Doesn't seem very nice, does it? It looks like they're in Walmart though, and Walmart was my favorite part of America when I visited. Non-ironically, I fucking loved it there, so I guess that's a plus.
Amelia, if you go to the toy aisle, so help me, Amelia Rose, get over here. You know what?
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's okay.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Yes. No, this is the problem. She thinks she can do whatever she wants, and then everybody blames me. Everybody. No, it's not. It's not okay. You just let her call you a piece of shit. Okay, now I'm bullying you. No, what did you just do to me? Amelia, it's not funny. Delilah, no, you're not allowed to have gum. You know it.
I guess this is character development in a way. Ashley is no longer allowing her daughters to act in such a terrible, heinous manner. She's finally instilling some discipline and some rules in this bitch.
I will scream in this whole entire store, and I will kick everything.
You're gonna scream?
Yes, if you don't listen to me.
If I don't listen to her, she's gonna scream. That's what she just said.
Do you want to hear her scream?
No, I don't. I don't want to deal with this. Leave her alone. This is what I deal with. She's gonna scream in this whole entire store if I don't let her do whatever she wants to do.
Okay, so much for not letting it happen, I guess. They're both just slaves, servants to their daughters. They're both being bitches about it. In the last video, she was so assertive. No, you cannot do what I don't let you do. But in this video, all of a sudden, oh, I'll scream if you don't let me buy Oreos.
Oh, okay, daughter. You can buy all the Oreos you want because I don't want you to scream.
I was on her side for a minute there. I thought the character development was inspiring, right? It was a lesson to all the mothers out there that one day, even if they don't get along with their child now, they can grow to improve and learn how to be a good parent. But she's just shat the bed. She's thrown it all away.
Oh my God. This is okay with you. This is why we deal with what we do. Do not go over there, Amelia. You don't even know what you're getting.
You're there as well. You don't need to blame him for everything. You're literally right there. Tell them not to do it, you weirdo. Why is it always his bastard fault?
Now you're just doing it on purpose.
Was she ever doing it accidentally? What do you mean you're now doing it on purpose? Like, as opposed to what? There is no other way to perform this action other than on purpose. Anyway, this is the final video that we're gonna look at today, and it's a long one. This is the Avengers Endgame of the ARCU. It's 8 minutes and 40 seconds long, and it's her big response to all of the haters, so to speak. It stems from a seemingly innocent enough comment, but let's see what she has to say.
So this comment right here, this comment makes me so happy, but at the same time, it makes me so sad. And I'm gonna explain why. Because even though I have so many people that love us and support us, there's even more that don't.
Oh my god, guys, that's me. I think she's talking about us here. Also, I'm not too sure about that. I find it difficult to say that there's more people who support you than don't support you. Even the people that follow her account, the 2.5 million people, I put a substantial amount of money down that the majority of those people are just following so that they can hate watch. Because even if they know it's all skits, they're not entertaining at all, are they? I feel like most of the people who watch these videos just watch to get annoyed. It's why the videos with Amelia Rose acting like a spoiled wee brat get so many more views than all of the other ones.
Little kids that shouldn't even be on this app, all the way up to people that could be my grandma. And everybody has an opinion.
Okay, so she thinks that little kids shouldn't be on the app. Last time I checked, Amelia Rose is quite a little kid, so I'm not entirely sure how you get around that moral loophole in your head. Have you just never thought about it before? If you think that little kids shouldn't even have a TikTok account to watch videos, then why in your right mind do you think that it's appropriate to put your little kid on blast in front of millions of people on the TikTok app consistently for years? Has that thought never crossed your mind before?
I wish my parents were like you. Like I said, that is a compliment and it makes my day and it makes me so happy, but at the same time, I feel so sad. You would not believe the comments that I get from kids. Some of them are really touching, you know? Like, I wish I had a relationship with my mom where we could laugh and joke, where things aren't so serious, life isn't so serious. I wish I had a mom that, you know, loved me, spoiled me, whatever.
It's funny that she brings that up. because I'm not entirely sure if she is referring to, in terms of like spoiling her kids, the comments that she's talking about, I'm not sure if they know that these videos are skits. I don't know if they're talking about, oh, I wish my mom spoiled me the way that you spoil Amelia, in terms of like Amelia just being able to buy whatever she wants on the credit card without being punished, or if she means like the Marc Jacobs sponsorships where she makes it clear that it's a skit at the end. It's difficult to tell, and I feel like it would, you know, it would be nice for her to specify exactly what she was talking about here, because where the line is blurred between skit and not skit, and her inability to make it clear whether or not videos are skits or not, is the reason that she gets shit in the first place. If she was just more clear about it in videos like this one, for example, it'd make the whole thing a lot less disturbing and a lot less exploitative from an outsider's perspective. Like I said, I still think that no matter what, you are exploiting your kid, but there are ways to make it a bit more ethical than it is currently.
And then you get these comments of these kids talking about, not in my house. I would have been offed. This would have happened, that would have happened. All this physical abuse that these children are saying that I should do to my child. So, do I think that all of them are being abused? No. Not at all. But do I think that a good 70% are? Yes. For them to say that I should do that to my child, obviously it's happened to them. They're like, no way would I ever do that. I would never.
Okay, so a few things. First of all, not every commenter who is recommending you beat your child has been beaten themselves. It's probably just, in some people's mind, it's either a sick joke or just a genuine recommendation based on the actions that they're seeing. Some of them probably have been beaten or hit by their parents, me included. Now, I'm not saying that because it happened to me, it is something that you should be doing to your children, right? It's not. I don't think that you should hit your children, even if they are misbehaving to the extent that Amelia Rose is presented to be misbehaving in the videos. However, you cannot act surprised when people on the internet want to beat up your child when you are willingly putting her out on the internet and trying to present her as the biggest brat possible. There's nothing that people hate more than someone who acts spoiled, than someone who is a brat, than someone who is entitled. You are playing on people's anger and their proclivity of hatred towards people of that temperament and using it for TikTok views. You can't do that and then get angry when you get the reaction that you should be expecting at this point because it's been happening for so long. If you're so aware of the amount of comments that want your child to get beaten and you're still using your child in the manner that inspired those comments to begin with, you are, in my opinion, a terrible fucking mother. And that's not to mention the amount of child predators that we know are on the internet. Accounts like Ren Eleanor, for example, that would just exploit their children in an even more nefarious way, right? They'd exploit them sexually. They'd ignore all the bookmarks that videos of their children were getting. I thought that that would be a message to parents everywhere not to put their children on the internet to the extent that she is. But Ashley doesn't give a fuck about that. Whatever's making the money, whatever's getting the views, she'll just fucking do it. It's very strange that she's trying to take the moral high ground here now.
My kids have come home so many times and been like, I'm so happy that you're my mom. You have no idea. I've seen this, I've seen that, or this mom did that, or this mom did this. And, you know, this kid, you know, he doesn't have new shoes for school. He's got to wear the same shoes that he wore last year, or he's got to have the same book bag, the same clothes. They don't get treated like they're important. Kids get put on the back burner in other people's houses. Not in all, but a lot.
Have you ever considered that maybe the reason that some kids don't get shoes for the next year of school is because the family's poor. They can't afford shoes. To look at it in a way of like, oh, if your child isn't being treated the way that I treat my child, it must be a sign of neglect. It must be a sign that you're not treating them right? They're on the back burner. Maybe the entitlement isn't all faked if you're thinking in this manner. When I was in school, I think I was wearing the same shoes for like 7 years. Is that because my parents didn't love me? Fuck no. It's because we couldn't afford to buy shoes all the time. It would be very insulting for that to be seen as a sign of neglect or being put on the back burner when that absolutely isn't the case. Open your mind a little bit. Don't be so closed-minded. It's not one or the other. There's gray areas sometimes, you know?
They're definitely not forced to do it. You guys don't see Alana as much as you used to because it's not really her thing anymore. You see Amelia the most. Delilah wants to sometimes, and Josh very rarely, but it's always been that way. My baby loves acting, and she's damn good at it. And I'm gonna support her in all of them and whatever the fuck it is that they want to do.
But the issue is, even though she might want to do it now, she is factually too young to understand the ramifications that this will inevitably have later on in her life, right? We talked about this in the first video. She might be all up on this shit now, right? She loves the publicity, she loves the money, she loves the gift that she's probably getting. But when she's 20 years old, applying for jobs, trying to make friends, and this is haunting her forever, maybe she won't mind it. You know, maybe she won't, genuinely. But maybe she will. And when you add on top of that the people who want her dead, the people who want you to beat her up, the people who want to beat her up themselves, and the amount of predators online, I would say that that is a net loss for your child in the long run. It should not be done, in my opinion.
All you guys see is what I want you to see. Call it rage bait, call it clout chasing, call it whatever you want. I call it building a future for my children and supporting something that they love to do, and they're damn good at it.
You can build a future for your children whilst being transparent about the fact that these are skits, though. When you're only open about the fact that they're skits in the videos that get fuck all views, it is rage bait. It is clout chasing. I think if you did videos like this more often, you'd come across a lot better. This is the most reasonable that Ashley has ever sounded, and I mean that. And I hope that she is seeing this as an opportunity to build a future for her children, monetarily. And I truly hope that Amelia makes it with her aspirations of being an actor, if that's what she wants. But the fact is, there are better ways to do it than the way that Ashley is choosing to do it right now. And it's a shame that she either doesn't care about the consequences, or is unaware about how much this will affect her child in the future. I know I've sat here and I've made jokes and I've taken the piss, but I truly hope that if she watches this video, she takes it constructively, because I don't wish harm on her or her children. I just want her to build a future for them in a bit more of an ethical way, where she isn't being exposed to freaks online. I really don't think that's too unreasonable from me.
Grown-ups that come on here, and they got a whole motherfucking opinion too, and they're like, my kids would never, not in my house, blah 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 blah. Guess what? Guess what? At 7 years old, my baby won't lie to me. I don't care what it is that she has done.
I never understand when parents say that, because you don't know if they've lied to you. If they've lied successfully, then you won't know. To say that they never lie to you, you just don't know.
You know, she's 7, so she does crazy things. Gets in makeup, ruins stuff, peels the paint off the bathroom wall. You know, she does things.
Changes her clothes a million times a day.
Now, when I ask her, come here, and she's standing in front of me.
Even in the IRL videos, the dad is just a nuisance who's really shit at talking. Look at the way that he tries to interject while Ashley's talking, and she just talks over him. She doesn't give a fuck.
You know, she does things.
Changes her clothes a million times a day.
Now, when I ask...
I kind of respect that, honestly. She's just subtly telling him, shut the fuck up, I'm making a video here. Can you just drive the fucking car, you prick? I kind of rate that, to be fair. I'm not even gonna lie. It's amazing how much more likable you come across when you're just a bit more authentic.
Did you do this? Now, think about it before you answer, Mommy. Do not lie to me. Guess what? She's gonna tell me the truth. Do you know why? Because she trusts me. She trusts that if she tells the truth, that she's not going to get in trouble. She's going to get a talking to, but she's not going to get grounded.
Build that relationship by force? By beating her into submission?
No.
Oh. Well,
I did that by communication, love, and respect. My child knows that she can come to me with anything there is in the world. And it's a safe place with her mom. And that's what it should be with every mother.
That's all very good. There's nothing wrong with what she's just said. I agree with it all, and I hope that it's true. Genuinely. Good shit. I can critique her all I want. I think that a lot of the actions she has done on the channel and the way that she's presented her daughter are indicative of traits that a bad mother would possess. But for that little clip right there, she said the right things, and I think it's important to give credit where credit's due. I hope that outside of the videos in their regular life, that's how she usually is. It might soften the blow for the regret that she may feel when she's older and doesn't like the videos anymore. This was obviously recorded before I found out she was a convicted felon, because now we know that she isn't this, I guess, moralistic in her outside life.
You uptight parents that have wedgies, you need to pull them out a little bit and think about the relationship that you have with your children. Think about what happens when they go into that teenage world, and remember what it was like when you were a teenager, because let me tell you something, I have 2 teenagers.
But she sort of ruins it by saying something like that. Think about what it was like when you were a teenager. Okay, when I was a teenager, I'm 20 now, I was a teenager less than a year ago, but when I was a teenager, especially in the UK, people get bullied to shit. The year group I was in secondary school, we were actually very lucky with. I had like the best year group you could possibly ask for. But the year above me and the year below me weren't so lucky. Everyone gets bullied to shit. And the same thing in primary school. Everyone gets fucking bullied for the shoes they wear, how fast they run, how they look, the clothes they have, the money they have, their voice, everything that you could possibly bully gets bullied. So if I was a teenager and I had videos of me at 8 years old on the internet with millions of views of me acting like an entitled wee brat in hundreds of videos, by the way, I can't imagine the amount of bullying that I would have been subjected to. If these videos existed of me when I was a teenager, I can't imagine the amount of bullying that I would have faced. It would have been fucking awful. So, Ashley, you need to practice what you preach. Think about when you were a teenager. Think about how vindictive and evil fucking teenagers are, bullying each other. You're giving those bullies endless material with these Amelia Rose clips.
They don't go out and party and do all this crazy stuff. Nothing like that.
Yeah, my kids would never do anything crazy like go out and party. They only do simple, you know, good things like travel across state with me to beat a 15-year-old girl to near death with a baton. You know, good stuff.
My kids are good kids. Very good, respectful kids. But I also trust my kids, and they trust me, and I do spoil them. I sure do. There's that stuff that my kids look at that they don't get.
You can be a good kid and still go out and party and, you know, just do it in a way that isn't overdoing it. This does sound a little bit overbearing and overprotective, which is ironic considering the content that she's famous for. But I don't know. At this point, I think I might be nitpicking a little bit, to be fair. You know what? I don't really want to nitpick. If stuff like that is all I have left to say, I think we should end the video here. I think we've covered a lot of important stuff this time. I'm very glad that we ended on that video because it's something that really needed to be said from both sides. Both me and her needed to talk about this fucking video right here. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different from usual because the tester up shit just went on for way longer than I thought it would. I truly wasn't expecting to talk about Monopoly Go so much on my channel. But yeah, shout out to my patrons as always. The Patreon's in the description. You can join the Discord for only £2. I think that's about it. So I'll catch you all later and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully.